Aloha, everybody, and Happy New Year. I'm Bill Brennan, welcoming you to another edition of Honolulu on the Move, the show that brings you the latest news and information about the Honolulu Rail Transit Project. 2013 is shaping up to be yet another exciting year for the project. Just last month, several city officials, including then Mayor Peter Carlisle, City Council Chairman Ernie Martin, HART Executive Director Dan Grabowskis, and others, traveled to Washington, D.C., where on Capitol Hill they met with FTA Administrator Peter Rogoff and other federal officials to sign the full funding grant agreement for the Honolulu Rail Transit Project. The FFGA, as it is known, commits $1.55 billion in federal assistance to the project over the next several years. This is a significant milestone for the project that will allow HART, beginning in 2013 here, to build and operate our rail transit system. Let's take a look now at just where the system will operate through the island of Oahu.
The proposed 20-mile elevated fixed guideway begins at the East Kapolei Station with a park and ride. This is adjacent to the planned Department of Hawaiian Homeland's residential development. It follows North-South Road to the next stop, the UH West Oahu Station with a park and ride. The route continues through Ho'opili to the Ho'opili Station. The route continues onto Farrington Highway, past Hawaii Medical Center West, travels over Fort Weaver Road to Waipahu's West Lock Transit Station at the Leoku Street intersection. It continues down the median of Farrington Highway at approximately 30 feet above street level to the Waipahu Transit Center Station near the Mokuola Street intersection. Passing Waipahu High School and the preferred site for the maintenance and storage facility. The next stop along Farrington Highway is the Leeward Community College Station. The route then crosses over H1 to the Pearl Highlands Station with a park and ride. Commuters from Central Oahu will have a dedicated access ramp from H2 to the transit station. The guideway then continues within the median of Kamehameha Highway, crossing Waimano Home Road past Pearl City Shopping Center, over H1, over Waimalu Stream, to the Pearl Ridge Station. Continuing along the median of Kamehameha Highway through Aiea, the route continues in the median of Kamehameha Highway, serving the Aloha Stadium Station with a park and ride. Continuing on Kamehameha Highway, to the Pearl Harbor Naval Base Station at Makalapa Gate. Around the Pearl Harbor Interchange, follows H1 to the Honolulu International Airport Station. Continues on A'olele Street to the Lagoon Drive Station. Follows the edge of Ke'ehi Lagoon Park over Nimitz Highway to the Middle Street Transit Center Station. Past Pu'uhale Road into the Kalihi Station. It travels along the middle of Dillingham Boulevard over Kapalama Stream to the Kapalama Station at Honolulu Community College. It follows Dillingham Boulevard to the Iwilei Station, turns onto the median of Nimitz Highway past the Chinatown Station at Kekaulike Street, then into the downtown station near Aloha Tower, onto Halekauwila Street to the Civic Center Station on South Street. Then onto the Kaka'ako Station at Ward Avenue. It continues Mauka onto Kona Street to the final stop at the Ala Moana Center Station terminus.
That's where the route will travel along the south shore of Oahu. And here we want to show you some photo simulations of what the rail project will look like around various parts of the island. Here we see Bishop and Queen Street looking Mackay downtown. And then we travel out to Cook and Ilaniwai Street looking Mackay. That's in the Kaka'ako area of town. And you can see how the transit system fits in with the urban core of the city. Here we are at Halekauwila and Cook Street intersection, looking Mauka past Mother Waldron Park, and you see the photo simulation of what the train and transit system will look like there. And we move over to Honomanu Street near Nolopaka Place, looking Mackay, and we see how the transit system fits in there. Here we are in Pearl City at Waimano Home Road near Pearl City Elementary School, again looking Mackay, and you can see the rail guideway in the background. Now we're back downtown, Fort Street Mall at Merchant Street, looking Mackay. Sometimes you have to look carefully to see just where the rail guideway fits into the skyline downtown. Dillingham Boulevard at Kalihi, looking Mackay. This is just to give you a sense of what the transit system, the elevated guideway, will look like in various neighborhoods around town. I know project planners have tried to make the impact as minimal as can be in many areas. Here we are, of course, in Chinatown at Oahu Market at King Street, looking Mackay, and there above Nimitz Highway rides the Honolulu Rail Transit System. As we've pointed out in the final environmental impact statement, it's the rail project fits in closely with a lot of the urban design in the city center section of town. Here we are out at Kehi Lagoon Beach Park, out near the airport, looking Mauka and Ewa. And you can see the guideway fill in there. Here we are by Aloha Stadium, looking Ewa. Aloha Stadium is one of the 4 locations for the project where we'll have a park and ride. I think there's 8,000 parking spaces there at Aloha Stadium, and we hope to use about 1,000 of them. Here's the Nimitz Highway Bridge and Chinatown Station area, looking Mackay. You see how the guideway fits over the bridge there. Here again, we're back on Nimitz Highway near the Fort Street intersection, Mauka of Irwin Park and Aloha Tower Marketplace, heading Koko Head into town. Kamehameha Highway at Ka'onohi Street, looking Mackay. It's for the Kamehameha Highway section of the project. Pi'ikoi Street at Kapiolani Boulevard, looking Mackay. Here we are at the World War II Valor in the Pacific National Monument Visitor Center parking lot, looking Mauka. Kamehameha Highway near Acacia Street, looking Ewa. And again, as I say, it's just to give you a flavor of what the elevated guideway will look like in proportion to some of the buildings around it in various communities throughout Oahu. So we hope you enjoy that presentation. We want to show you as much as we can about the project and help give you a feel and a flavor for what rail transit will be here on Oahu. Today I have a couple of very special guests with me that I'd like to introduce to you at this time. To my left, immediate left, is my coworker, good friend Lois Hamaguchi, who works with the project and is very closely now working with the student and youth end of our rail transit project. Welcome, Lois. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Bill.
And Lois brought with her today Kaleo Gagne. He's the student body president at Honolulu Community College. And I know you two have talked and worked together. Lois, tell us a little bit about what 2013 means as far as involving students like Kaleo and others into the Honolulu Rail Transit Project.
Thank you, Bill. You know, HART is very committed in giving back to our youth. And we have developed our youth education program in which we really want to engage students at the elementary, middle, high schools, and colleges to get actively involved with the rail transit project, especially when it comes to STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And so one of the opportunities will be the development of the Youth Council leadership on transportation, where we're going to be engaging students to get involved with looking at mentoring opportunities, networking opportunities, and also looking at activities that they can actually do in their schools. And I know that Kaleo from Honolulu Community College has been very instrumental in working with HART so that we can provide subject matter experts when it comes to career opportunities in the area of transportation.
Kaleo, tell us a little bit about your interest, love of rail transit or public transportation and the benefits you see it bringing to students here on Oahu.
Well, first of all, thank you, Mr. Bill, for having me here today. You know, I really enjoy the whole aspect of the rail project. In the beginning, I was a little, you know, I wasn't sure.
Right.
You know, but one of my big issues is sustainability on the islands, and I think with the HART. With the rail transit project, it's definitely going to help us in regards to keeping the island sustainable. You know, so that's one of my, one of my exciting things, and I love the fact that it's coming to Honolulu Community College as well.
Yes, you have a stop there at Honolulu
Absolutely.
Community College. That'll be great. What's your sense from your fellow students? I mean, do they buy into the transit project and the benefits it brings, like, you know, better environment, better transportation choices, those kinds of things? Is it your sense that college-age students get this?
It's funny that you should ask that, because I actually have been doing some, questioning my fellow classmates and my fellow students, and right now it's at 50-50. I think what's really important is because I think what we need to do is educate the students to let them know that they actually have a choice and what it's actually about. That's the reason why we're going to be having in about a week, we're going to actually be having a week and a half, we're going to be having Welcome Week. And I have HART coming, giving its presentation to the new incoming students. And I'm very excited about that, because they get to actually see what the benefits they can actually receive from that from the rail project.
And Lois, obviously we sense that, as Kaleo mentioned, that college students, in addition to everything else they're studying, want to be and perhaps need to be educated about transit and the benefits it brings, which is part of the mission that you're involved in now.
Right.
So what else, in addition to presenting subject matter experts and the like, does the project do for college students and those who hope to one day be college students, the younger ones?
You know, rail actually this project has brought back a number of young people who have moved away to the mainland and have now come back to work on the project.
Yes.
And a variety of different career choices in terms of engineering, urban planners, architects, and the like. And so we have a wonderful group of HEART people that are willing to go out into the community to speak to the students. And in particular, Waipahu High School, they have a new Academy of Engineering. And what they wanted to do is to encourage Native Hawaiians, and especially girls, to get into the industry of transportation. So HEART will be providing mentors to the students in terms of allowing them to get more exposure for pre-engineering. In particular, at Leeward Community College, they actually have a new mechatronics program. And what that means is that they are working with one of our contractors and looking at what kind of job skills are needed in terms of the rail project, and working with the professors to encourage them to train the students so that when they graduate from college, they have a much better chance of these local kids getting local jobs with the rail project.
Right.
So these are just some examples of how we are able to kind of work with the students and the faculty to
Right.
develop them.
That sounds very like traditional education, but I know that this group is very big in social media, computer, internet, that kind of thing. And while there is certainly plenty of room for traditional education and mentorships and lectures and the like, what is it that the project is doing in Cyberland?
Well, we have, of course, a number of Facebook and Twitter, activities for the students. But what we also want to do is encourage student voices to be heard, and really to take a look at mobility issues that can be discussed. And as I mentioned earlier, the Youth Council leadership on transportation that we're developing would be to really look at meteor issues in terms of transportation, how the rail project is going to help students in terms of that, and then being able to actively engage them in some of our on-camera activities.
Right. Kaleo, have you ever ridden transit in any city?
Yeah, actually, I rode it in San Jose, and I actually rode it in San Francisco, and on the BART, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Because I got from one city to another city, and it's very comfortable to ride on it. It's it's relaxing. I fell asleep. I almost missed my stop. You have to be careful. But I love it. That's one of my, as a person who actually doesn't drive, who actually rides the bus, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that, I mean, it's been my experience that those people who have lived in cities or have worked in cities or spent any time in cities where there is rail have a different perspective and maybe a deeper appreciation for what rail can do, as opposed to those people here in Honolulu who have never been to a city, no fault of their own, but they really don't know what rail is. Do you sense that?
Yeah, I think if you are ever going to travel to the mainland, try and just for once, just try it, to actually get a feel. When you have that feel of the transit itself, you have this appreciation for it. I'm very excited that it's coming to Oahu. It goes with a lot of my belief systems, so I'm very excited to actually have that here.
All right. Lois, how about websites or other things like that? I know we as a project have a website. Are we looking at developing a website for students?
Yes, actually we are going to be launching this month a new youth education website, and we're going to be working with a lot of our schools and our students to expand that with video conferencing, and we're looking at webinars, and we're looking at a number of different outreach activities. So that will be coming, and again we'll probably be promoting that a little bit more directly to the schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaleo, if something like that happens, are you in a position to encourage some of your fellow students to to get involved in the rail project that way?
I absolutely believe so. Of course, I have to talk with my administration,
Right.
you know, but with the administration of the campus. But I think it would be very apropos for that to happen at our campus,
Right.
because that's where the education portion comes in.
Yes.
You know, they get a feel of what it's about and what the rail system is about. So absolutely, I would be so in favor of it coming to Honolulu Community College.
You know, you mentioned earlier the fact that HCC will be one of the 21 locations where we have a rail station. We're always out in the community trying to get some input from members of the community about the design of their station and transit-oriented development in and around that station. And I'm just wondering what, you know, when the HCC station is up, what you envision it to be, or what the area around HCC and its station within a quarter mile or a half a mile either side could be. You know, if you just like close your eyes and imagine what this could be down the line with transit. What kind of things do you see? What kind of things do you think you and other people who attend HCC, whether students or faculty or whatever, would like to see there?
I have a feeling a lot more of this, you know, like places where we can go have lunch real quickly, you know, sandwich places. And
Outside?
Outside,
Yeah.
you know. I have looked at some of the presentations and I love the design. I think it's very sleek looking. I think it's not obtrusive at all. I think it has, I'm very excited that it's going to be like the sound of a bus going by, you know, and that's, you know, one of the things that I as a student look forward to. I think a lot of the students are going to love the simple fact of the accessibility. You know, we have a huge range of students. We have from right out of graduating out of high school to our kapuna, who actually are in our 50s and 60s, and I think this rail system is going to allow more of our kapuna to come out and get more of that education, because education is constant, you know?
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I'm really excited about.
Right now, do a lot of students drive or take the bus? How do they get to HCC?
Well, I take the bus. We have parking lots, and right now on our campus we're doing construction. So we've actually have like half of our parking lot taken away because we actually have portables that are put inside. So that's taken up a lot of our parking spaces, and it gets really crowded. We work together as an Ohana, so there's not been too much problem, but there have been issues of like, oh, I gotta get up extra early in the morning so that I have to find a parking spot, you know. I think if the rail system was there, people could leave their cars at home and be able to just come right to campus.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Lois, in addition to Honolulu Community College, you mentioned Leeward Community College,
Yes.
and Waipahu High School.
Right.
Give us a sample or a flavor of what else goes on at other campuses and the project's involvement in it.
The Department of Education as a whole, they have a career pathway called Industry and Engineering Technology Pathway. And what they're looking at is enhancing the standards for high school students. So HART is actually providing a lot of the expertise and the input for curriculum that will enhance the learning that takes place in the high schools. In addition to that, Kapiolani Community College is working with all of the different community colleges in UH on a STEM statewide effort to encourage engineering, especially for our young students. And again, HART is a part of the Industry Advisory Council and providing mentors and judges and, you know, classroom speakers. And so we're very, very accessible, we're very involved, and we want to encourage students and teachers to give us a call or go to the website and let us know how we can help.
Why the emphasis on students?
Students are our future riders,
Yes.
and also they are so passionate about looking at mobility issues, and they need to be heard. We want to empower students, and we really feel that their input is going to make building our rail project even better.
Yes.
So Hart and our staff are very open to listening, and we want to engage as many students and faculty and parents as possible.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Kaleo, we only have a few more seconds here. Why don't you give me just your last thoughts about what you know about the Honolulu Rail Transit Project and the benefits that you see, and why you would continue to support the project.
Well, I think there are many benefits to it. I think it's going to be good for the environment, sustainable, you know, in regards to sustainability. Less cars on the road, you have better environment, you know.
Yes.
That's one of my big things that I'm very supportive about. I definitely feel that it's going to be great for our future students. I think our students are very happy about having a rail project. Our younger ones especially, because they want to be a lot like the mainland in regards to, you know, to keep moving forward.
Yes.
You know that, you know, their city moving in very forward movement. You
Yes.
know, I think that it's going to be very beneficial, like I said earlier, to our older students, our kapunas, and the non-traditional students of Honolulu Community College.
I want to thank both of you for talking with me today. It's been a very, very good and informative show, and we hope to have you back again on some future editions. We do try to make it very possible for you to stay in touch with the project, so let's take a look at some of the ways that you can do just that. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on our next Honolulu on the Move show, go ahead and hit us up on Twitter or Facebook, just two of the places where you can stay informed with up-to-date information on the Honolulu Rail Transit Project. And you can view our latest project videos on YouTube or Vimeo. If you'd like more information on the project or would like a presentation to your group or organization, give us a call at our project hotline at 566-2299. Or contact us via our website at honolulutransit.org. By the way, we've redesigned our project website. Visitors to honolulutransit.org will find it a more colorful, interactive, and user-friendly site. You'll be able to keep up with the latest news and information about the project, important meeting dates, times, and locations, and examine the official documents that are guiding the project's planning and construction. Take some time to visit the new and improved honolulutransit.org. And don't forget that you can also join us here every Sunday night at 4:30 p.m. on Olelo Channel 54. And on behalf of all of us on the project team, mahalo for joining us today, and we'll see you again next time for another edition of Honolulu on the Move.